What's the personality type of Rosé from BLACKPINK? Well, I just wrapped up watching 5 hours of old clips and interviews to prepare for today's video. In today's video, we're gonna dive deep into some of the most interesting personality patterns I found and what I think Rosé's best fit personality type might be. Introversion versus extroversion.
Can you put ice in the milk? I feel like I need to rip things.
Under stress, when reacting to new things, that's usually a great place to see what people's natural preferences are. And in this case, do you see how when Rosé's experiencing like spicy sensations, she doesn't really know what to do? What do you see her naturally going towards?
Do we have my stress ball? Do you have another one? I think you need a distraction. This is helping me right now. I'm gonna squish it like 3 times.
Just squish it.
Do you wanna try it? It helps. It distracts you.
Over and over again, I kept seeing Rosé reaching out to engage and interact more outside. In many different ways, do you see how Rosé naturally jumps into extroversion, even under stress? Intuition versus sensing. This category, it's all about how does Rosé like taking in information? What type of information does she naturally like focusing on, learning from, figuring things out with?
How do they tell you that you're going from training to making a debut? Like, is there a phone call? Is there a party? Like, what is that moment?
We start going to the studio, we start doing sessions, and then that's when you start slowly knowing. And then it's like one day you like wake up and it's just like us four.
With Rosé, a pattern I kept noticing from her was she skips over details quite a bit.
It's a bit more sweet, or this is a bit more like attacky.
I kept noticing her taking shortcuts when she was explaining things, when it came to describing the actual experience of things, so concrete sensory data. She would actually skip over those details and specifics a lot.
The song was like a song that we talked about, like we heard it once and we talked about it again. In an instant, it was like, yep, this is gonna be the song.
I feel like maybe I missed it, but I feel like I didn't see a lot of details. In contrast, now look at how Rosé answers questions when it comes to meaning making, guessing about things, and making connections.
So many ways to interpret that, right? I don't know, that's like, I think that's pretty ironic. It's kind of weird because when you're younger, you look into your future. Like when a plane lifts off, you're like on the ground and it lifts up and you need to be on the ground.
Here, do you see the difference? Like how much more Rosé is suddenly talking about things. She's throwing in new possibilities, different interpretations. When it comes to idea, possibility land, that's where we see Rosé talking a lot more without even thinking about it.
I got this idea. I was like, what if that's all me? Thinking that would be a good representation of this album.
When it comes to intuition versus sensing, I kept seeing Rosé preferring more intuitive information. Rosé shows a clear tendency to focus first on abstract connections and her guesses about things. Now, if we're getting a little more specific, the type of intuition, connecting, guessing about things, I saw a lot from Rosé. It was a lot of extroverted intuition.
I was like, this is interesting. Why do you guys love this so much? I'm guessing a lot of people start thinking,
the ultimate dream of life. Own a cilantro farm. I'm gonna have like a Michelin chef. And then it's just gonna be like a winery, but like it's like a cilantro-y.
The reason extroverted intuition is extroverted is because it really likes thinking about outside connections.
I think everything has to come from inspiration, like hitting the idea.
For NP personality types that use extroverted intuition, the most energizing, fun way for them to explore is by looking around for these new unexpected connections, mental inspiration to think about different patterns and meanings and questions that they hadn't thought about before.
함께 이야기해보고 싶은 주제가 있나요? 너무 많은 것 같아요. And like every day I'm like, oh my god, is this what I'll be like when I have a child? I shouldn't be talking about having children right now, but I don't know why. Will I be like this when I have my first child?
With Rosé, her strong preference for extroverted intuition is actually the reason why she's very spontaneous and open-ended. Personality types that use a lot of extroverted intuition, if a new interesting idea pops up unexpectedly, if there's some new connection or curiosity that's meaningful for them to explore, they're going to like actually getting rid of their plans, getting rid of some structures, they can have more freedom to explore those new possibilities.
And then it shaped that way, and we're like, this is the sound now. Even at the very end of it, I was on a whole different thing, and I had to kind of like, I was like, stop.
By the way, did you know I've been posting new personality analysis videos on my second channel every single week, breaking down different celebrities, relationship dynamics, cognitive functions. If you haven't yet seen any of the new videos, they're some of my favorites I've ever made. Check them out, link down below in the description. Thinking or feeling. In this category, it was pretty obvious that Rosé is a feeler, but if we're getting more specific, does she show clues for introverted feeling like you'd see with an FP personality type, or extroverted feeling like you'd see with an FJ personality type?
You're excited.
And nervous all at the same time. I've always wanted it to be a bit of me.
A bit of me.
It's not stuff that's hard to talk about. It's things that I want to talk about and that I always do talk about.
The album really representing her real self.
I felt like it was just so like music that heals me. It's the only thing that makes me feel like a normal person. I feel alive.
Wow. One of the most consistent patterns with Rosé was she's someone that's very clear about how she personally feels about things, what aligns with who she is personally, or how she authentically feels about things.
Oh my gosh, I was so nervous. I was so nervous. Obviously, I was so nervous because here I'm still
The personal feeling, like it's literally just spilling out. I noticed her expressing a lot how things personally made her feel. And when she related to other people, I saw her relating a lot personally.
Tried to channel into, I wonder how that would feel like, and the best way to know that is to embody it and pretend I am in that situation.
The stuff that's on stage, but I feel like we all go through so much else, and I'm very, very
Aww. I did look around for extroverted feeling, but after 5 hours of clips, it became pretty obvious and clear that Rosé's emotional side, it's not externally motivated. She's not someone that likes changing how she expresses herself because she feels responsible for how other people are feeling.
I don't want to be that person who just kind of like forces an emotion. I just want it to be another version of myself.
I don't like, how do you even explain? I'm so grateful for them. I'm always like, I always want to express it more. I think it's probably for me first. And once I am happy with something.
She's not naturally oriented towards creating or performing a feeling for other people to make other people feel comfortable or connected. Instead, her feeling superpower is how she likes making decisions that honor her authentic feelings about things, what feels right to her and in line with her individual personal value system, which points very clearly towards Rosé being a strong introverted feeler. But wait, why does Rosé sometimes seem like a J personality type? Even though Rosé is very expressive, she's not just a puddle of feelings and personal authenticity all the time. Something unique about EFP personality types is they also have this outspoken, logical way that they like approaching things sometimes, called extroverted thinking. You might have noticed Rosé has this pragmatic side of her that's very quick to understand the logic behind how things work and get done outside.
See, everything's like, because nowadays social media has linked us so much that we share everything. Notice that out here, Korean beauty is so popular in the US. And everyone in Korea is taking trends from, out here as well.
She has this part of her that likes showing her competency.
This is hurting my ego. I thought I'd be better at this. Rosie, you could do better. Come on.
That sometimes sets the feelings aside to push towards a goal and make things happen outside.
I have to make this work. I'm never gonna leave Korea without making this work. Angry about it. Like, this has to work.
제가 이제 1, 2, 3, 4, 5순위를 정해도 우선은 이제 첫 번째 사진은 얼빡 이런 사진이 제일 좋아요 높더라고요. 그치만 그렇게 해본 결과 제 성격에는 맞지 않아서 좀 아쉽지만 그냥 나를 믿자. 이건 나의 감성이니까 이건 내가.
Okay, so here she's aware of these expectations and what gets results. Oh, these face pictures work. You're supposed to put the first picture like this. This is how the system sort of works. But you can also see her putting in her own personal value system, or sort of like, but this is what I like, or these are my personal favorites in there, and you can see she sort of tweaks things to make sure it represents her. Rosé's extroverted thinking awareness is the reason why she sometimes comes across like a more put together J personality type. As well, I think it's the reason why so many people get mixed up thinking Rosé is an ESFJ personality type. A lot of times when people see introverted feeling and extroverted thinking working together, it can really look on the outside like extroverted feeling, or at least like behavior that people associate with extroverted feeling personality types. But remember, all personality types can be agreeable, kind, and conscientious in their own unique ways. So for instance, with Rosé, don't forget she's got her strong introverted feeling. I really value kindness. That's something that's personally really important to me. That resonates with me authentically. But then at the same time, she's got her extroverted thinking and extroverted preferences in general. I'm good at seeing what's going on outside, what works, and what's functionally needed to take care of the people that are important to me.
And so I think that's the personal goal I would love to work on. Oh, no, that's bad. It's okay, I'll buy it. It's okay.
In my work, I've seen it's very common for EFP personality types to get mixed up as extroverted feelers because of how this introverted feeling and extroverted thinking mixes together. Extrovert stress points. For extroverts like Rosé, because they're so outside oriented, sometimes it feels stressful or uncomfortable for them to slow down and process things a little bit more internally.
Trying to look for like, what is my main purpose in life and what am I looking for? What am I doing all this for every day?
For Rosé's personality type, sometimes it can feel so natural to look outside at how other people are doing things to work on, new shiny ideas and what's possible. But to an extent where they sometimes forget to introvert, to process their concrete personal experiences. And for Rosé's specific personality type, this can sometimes make her feel sort of scattered or unsure of herself sometimes.
If they tell me to do that again, I'm like, I can't do it. I don't know how I did it.
I'm nervous because I really want to like be good at it one day. My friends and family were like, Rosé, I think you should keep doing it. And I was like, what? You think I can use these songs?
Isn't it crazy how Rosé has so many different experiences, but still feels uncertain sometimes about if she knows anything? Do I have experience? I feel like I don't know anything, like I haven't learned anything. Introverted sensing is another important side of Rosé's personality type that really helps her slow down and reflect on her past experiences.
Let's not always look forward. Let's always also look back at who I am as a person. When I was a trainee, I think my family meant to me the most. So they were my biggest happiness. My love for music was most important. I didn't care about what other people thought.
Introverted sensing helps Rosé look at things more realistically sometimes, remembering the experiences she's already had, the lessons she's already learned, so that she can feel more sure of herself and take a break from looking outside and wondering if she's maybe missed something.
It was all in me, like trying to look outwards, but basically I have to look inwards. This whole solo project has kind of brought me to realize how much I actually have learned.
After watching hours and hours of clips, the fingerprint match that makes the most sense to me for Rosé's personality type is that she is an ENFP personality type. If you happen to be an ENFP watching today's video and you're feeling super unsure of yourself, don't forget that you already have experience. Instead of looking outside so much and feeling unsure of yourself, wondering if you maybe need to see a little bit more, don't forget the wisdom and experiences you already can pull from. You've already done things and learned some things if you just slow down enough to remember. If you guys want to see more of the behind the scenes process, analysis, and discussion that went into making today's video, you can check out my full Rosé video linked down below in the description. As well, don't forget to check out my second channel with lots of new personality analysis videos. Thanks guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next ones. Peace, peace. Bye.
My dad at the premiere of that movie, and I was like, I can't